Hi everybody! In today's video we want to have a look at another sound of British English. Today's video is dedicated to the diphthong I. This is a double vowel sound. That means it's a combination of two individual sounds. We have the vowel sound A and I. Now, let's have a look at the phonemic chart, specifically the vowel chart. This chart here shows us all the vowel sounds of British English. If the chart is new to you, remember to watch my other video on the vowel chart. And I will explain all about it and why it looks so funny and how it is organized. Now, in this chart, if you have a careful look, you will find our two vowel sounds, A and I. I have highlighted them here for you. We have A at the bottom, and that is also called an open back unrounded vowel sound. And then we have I a little bit further up to the left, and I is also called a near close front unrounded vowel sound. Now that is only important for those of you who are studying English phonology. If you're just learning English to improve your pronunciation, you can forget about those words again. However, one more thing. Those of you who study phonology, you might wonder, what is this all about? Unrounded, rounded vowel sounds. Maybe you've heard this before. Now remember that vowel sounds are usually classified as rounded or unrounded, and this refers to what we call vowel roundedness. And that really is just telling us how our lips are positioned when we produce a sound. Our lips could be rounded or relaxed. So for example, our two sounds, A and I, here, the lips are relatively lax. They are not rounded. A rounded vowel sound would be, for example, the vowel O. Here, the lips are more rounded. Now, back to our diphthong for today, I. Now, we want to really form the sound by starting with A and then going in one smooth movement to I. I. And then if we say it faster, I. And we have a new sound, our double vowel sound, our diphthong I. And you can remember that diphthongs always have a little bit of movement in the mouth. I. Because we move from one sound to the next. However, they are classified as one sound. So A and I have now become one new sound, I. And diphthongs are always classified as long vowel sounds, even though they do not have the two dots next to them. I is a long vowel sound. Now, let's have a look at some example words containing I. Here are some examples, and I'm sure you know most of these words. For example, smile, why, by, might, eyes. All of these words contain the diphthong I. Now, in our example words, I is spelled with lots of different spelling patterns, but there are a couple of patterns that are more common than others. Let's have a look at them. For example, first of all, we could simply have the spelling I, the letter I. Here are some more words. Line, sight, life, find, time. I am sure you know all of these words. Another very common spelling pattern for the diphthong I is the letter Y. For example, why, cry, fly, try, my. Again, these are very common words, and I'm sure you know them already. Here is another very common spelling pattern for the diphthong I. The spelling pattern is a little bit longer this time. We have the spelling IGH. But all three letters together form the sound I. For example, might, light, night, flight, high, night, bright, tight, right, sightseeing. And I just realized we have night twice here. That was my mistake. All of those words are spelled with IGH, and the IGH is one sound, the diphthong I. However, there are also some exceptions, some other common spelling patterns, maybe not as common as the others, but they do exist and the words are quite simple, so I'm sure you know those as well. Let's have a look at those words. For example, eyes. Here we have the spelling EYE. Now that's very different to all of the ones before, but it's also I. One eye, two eyes. Then we have another word, height. Here it looks a little bit similar to our spelling pattern before, only that we actually add an E, so it's EIGH. Then we have the verb buy, UY, buy as in goodbye, YE, and also island, IS. And the S is silent here, it just becomes part of the diphthong I. So remember, those words all contain I as well. Time to test yourself. Which two words do not contain I? Pause the video, say the words out loud and listen. Which two words do not contain I? Wife, life, primary, crisis, children, quiet, sky, win, science, iron, guy, child, sign. And the answer is children does not contain I, it contains the monophthong I. And win also does not contain I, it also contains the short monophthong I. So children and win are the answer. All other words all contain the diphthong I. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you.